only do this if you want to manifest your dream life so fucking quickly. What I want you to do is I want you to think about you having everything that you want. You have the car, you have the home, you have the relationship, you have the community, you have the friendships, you have the family, you have the money, you have the success, everything. Everything that you want. I want you to take a moment and to really think about what this looks like for you and what this feels like for you. I want you to close your eyes and visualize what your life looks like when you have everything, when you're living in that house, when you're driving that car or cars, while you're in that perfect relationship, while you're making that money, while you have that success, while you are the happiest, healthiest, and wealthiest version of yourself. When you close your eyes and you imagine that and visualize that, how does that version of you show up? How do they think? How do they move? What's their energy? And really take a minute to play this out. Visualize what you in your highest timeline looks like, feels like. See yourself in the mirror. How are you dressing? What is different about you? How are you interacting with people? How are you thinking differently? How are you speaking differently? What are the things that you're doing day in and day out? And then I want you to notice, how is this version of you different than the version of you right now? And not even the material things like, oh, well, obviously this version of me has all the things. No. How does this version of you move? How does this version of you feel? How does this version of you think? How does this version of you talk? When you realize that the only thing that's separating you from that timeline and living in this timeline is the fact that you're showing up as the version of you who lives in this timeline instead of the version of you who lives in that timeline, you realize you are the only thing that's standing in your way. And if you want help really anchoring into this new identity, download my future self visualization, which you can get on my website, and it's half off right now. Now, what you're going to do from this moment forward and every day after this is you are going to start showing up like that version of you instead of this version of you. It does not matter what that version of you has and what this version of you has or doesn't have. Those are excuses from your ego to keep you trapped in this victim cycle. You can show up however you want to show up right now. And when you stop using your circumstances to dictate your reality, how you feel, how you think, the self-talk that you have going on, and you start showing up as the version of you who is this version while you're living in this timeline, that is when your reality is going to change so quickly, because your reality isn't conditional. You are operating in conditions because you were programmed to do that as a human. When you start living unconditionally, showing up as the version of you who gets to have it all, who already has it all, that's when you will have it all.